Now coming to Mercury, the Karaka, the things that Mercury governs or controls or signifies in our chart are these things. And starting with intelligence, intelligence is one of the most important things for us humans, and it is gone by Mercury. So naturally, you can already guess that if you have an afflicted Mercury, you'll have your intelligence will be lacking, and Mercury governs education. Now, let's say a person's Mercury is afflicted or is in negative, is bad, is in a bad position, and the person is currently studying in school or in college, in school, particularly in school, especially the primary education is governed by Mercury. So, and if the person's Mercury is afflicted, then the person will be bad at education, especially in the primary, primary education time. So having good Mercury, and especially if the Mercury's phase is going on, Dasha Bhukti or Antar Bhukti, I'll explain the Vimshottari Dashas later. So yeah, those are just phases, that's all. And Dasha is a big phase, and the others are small phases. So yeah, if Mercury's phase is going on and Mercury is afflicted and the person is studying, especially primary education, then the person's education will be bad. And Mercury shows friends. So whoever Mercury is forming a relationship with will show what kind of relationship a person can have with his friends. So if Mercury is with Rahu, Rahu means troubles. So a person with Mercury and Rahu relationship, strong relationship means he should be wary of his friends because they can cheat or create trouble for him. So Mercury governs business, trade, retail, all of these things. All of business. If a person wants to be a good businessman, Mercury is important. If he wants to trade, Mercury is important. And retail, Mercury is important. All of these things are, to enter into these things, Mercury is a must. A blessing from Mercury is a must, especially in this yuga. Mercury and Rahu rule this yuga. So you can see nowadays people are trying to find different solutions for things like if you went like 2000, 3000 years ago, people were ruled by Mars. For everything they had, the solution was either kill the person or amputate the person. Nowadays people are trying very unique solutions. At the same time, people are becoming very sensitive and very childlike, all childish fantasies. People are indulging in so many things that let's say they were playing with Pokemon cards when they were 5 or 10 year old. They're 25 years old and they're still playing with these cards. We can see people are very childish nowadays, especially the generations after 1975 and later, because people have a lot of strong influence of Mercury and Rahu too. I'll get to Rahu later. So Mercury, yeah. Mercury's blessing is a must for business, trade, and retail, and maths, science. And in education, let's say the person was studying philosophy, then the philosophy would be governed by Jupiter, not Mercury. Just the act of studying would be governed by Mercury. So that is why education, especially the primary education, after primary education, let's say the person is studying post graduation or wants to pursue a PhD and these things, then Jupiter is important, not Mercury. Mercury is for basic education, basic knowledge of things around let's say from class LKG or babysitting to 10th standard. Mercury is the most important there. So maths and science, if a person is opting for maths or science subjects in 11th, you can assume, and if he is doing well, if you can assume his Mercury, he is blessed by Mercury. And at the same time, they'll have the childishness too because of Mercury's blessing. And Mercury controls speech. The way we speak, the way our tone is, everything is governed by Mercury. Any planet forming relationship with Mercury will show that that planet, let's say Mercury is forming a connection with Sun, so that person's speech will be very commanding in general. So yeah, Mercury controls speech and all sorts of all types of communication. Almost all types of communication is governed by Mercury. All the communication industry sectors right now, the telecom, everything is ruled by Mercury. So if a person wants to publish something, then Mercury's blessing is a must. Then Mercury shows flowers and all the soft and because flower is soft and pleasant, Mercury shows that. And Mercury shows account, anything related to accounting, all of these calculations, all these things come under Mercury. And when I say maths, Mercury shows maths up to like 12th grade or maybe even degree, the bachelor's degree. But after that, Mercury doesn't govern that. After that, it comes to Jupiter or Ketu, and that is very rare. Especially Ketu is very rare. But yeah, maths is governed by Mercury, but only the basic things, like not very complex things that all these engineers are studying unnecessarily. Most of the things which they study, they are not using, and this is also because of Mercury. Studying unnecessarily and loading or dumping things into our mind and relying a lot on memory. Yeah. So Mercury governs memory too. I forgot that. Yeah. So eating up a lot of things, knowledge, and trying to remember everything, that is the classic trait of Mercury. Now, yeah, then coming to clerks are ruled by Mercury. Then laughter, the way a person laughs is also ruled by Mercury. And if a person wants to enter into law fields, Mercury is important, because you just trying to remember all the laws is only ruled by memory. We need a lot of memory to remember all of the laws, so many articles, so many sections, and that's why Mercury is very important there. And when it comes to banking, calculations are involved, so Mercury is important. And money is involved, Mercury is important. Mercury controls money. You can see if a person is blessed by Mercury, the person will have money. In numerology, Mercury is linked with number 5. So you can see number 5 people generally running behind money, or they will have money, some or the other thing, but their main priority will always be money and trying to gather attention. So yeah, Mercury shows the trait of trying to gain attention. That is also one of the traits of Mercury, that is also governed by Mercury. If a person has a strong influence of Mercury, that person will want attention. And if that person is a child, that child will want compliment for every single thing that child does. So this can be good, this can be bad. That child will also be very obedient and will listen to parents. So yeah, there's always good and bad when it comes to planet influences. So Mercury governs money. All the tax related things is governed by Mercury. So if you want to be a finance minister, the finance minister needs very strong blessing of Mercury. If you want to evade tax, you need Mercury. If you want to become a CA, evade tax, you need Mercury. If you want to find loopholes to evade tax, you need Mercury's blessing. So any treasury, it may be small government, big government, person with huge vault or huge net worth, everyone needs Mercury's blessing. If you want to keep your money safe, you need Mercury's blessing. And finally, literature. Now literature it's not all the written things, like only the literature that is related to education or simple stories not involving very complex things like fiction or thinking outside the box, that will all come under Ketu, or not involving very deep knowledge related things like philosophy, those are all governed by Jupiter. Only the basic literature things like the small stories we study in first grade to 10th grade. We have different types of books in English, like literature book or course book or grammar book. That literature part, all the vocabularies, just being able to write, read, or speak any language, all the languages, everything, all of these things are governed by Mercury. Yeah, language. Language is also ruled by Mercury. If you see a person who knows multiple languages, then no other planet can give that blessing. Only Mercury can give that blessing. So yeah, if you see a person who knows 10 or 15 languages, yeah, that person is clearly blessed with Mercury. And at the same time, that person will also have all the childishness regarding all the blessings that Mercury gives everywhere. They will have childishness too. So all the childlike desires, everything related to these things will be ruled by Mercury. And Mercury also, in a way, only to a small extent, controls or governs curiosity of a person. So yeah, all these things are governed by Mercury. So if Mercury is afflicted, you can just straight away say a person can't enter into business, can't enter into law, because he simply won't remember all the laws. The person might face some financial difficulties, because finance can be given by almost all the planets, so we can't really say that. But to some extent, just holding on to money, you need Mercury's blessing. So yeah, if a person has bad Mercury, and especially if the person is going through that phase, Mercury's phase, then the person's education will be afflicted or affected in a negative way. Intelligence will be affected. They may start thinking like a child, behaving like a child, being jealous, or being overly dependent, and being carefree. Yeah, all these things can happen if a person's Mercury is afflicted or in a negative position, or is forming a negative relationship with any planet. So yeah, this is Mercury.